Prosecutors have no shame. In our case that we're literally about to walk into right now this morning, I have to tell my client that the prosecutor just pulled the rug out from under them literally last night, right? So not even really a chance for me to even prep my client before court today, which is her sentencing where she has to go into jail. The prosecutor last night emails and says, Zach, I am not giving you credit for the 1 day of jail that she already served. Which you might be asking, what are you talking about? How do you get credit and you don't do this? Well, months ago, she got arrested for her crime and they booked her into jail. She has a full booking number and she spent hours and hours and hours in jail till eventually she saw the jail judge, who then signed off and says, yes, we're going to release you. This crime wasn't that serious, and go about your day and show up to your next court appearances. That counts as a day of jail in Arizona because as long as you do 8 hours, it counts as credit. Sent emails to the prosecutor months ago negotiating this case saying, hey, we get 1 day of credit. So when you give us your plea deal, don't forget that. Prosecutor then delays a bunch and eventually sends us the plea deal. And so the prosecutor though says, hey, guess what though? Instead of giving her 1 day of jail as her punishment, I'm going to give her 2 days. Okay. Which is cool. We got a great deal for this particular client, except now she has to do the full 2 days of jail just out of nowhere. This is just how prosecutors are. They don't care that this person is in her 3rd trimester pregnant. They don't care that she just is driving in from out of state to be here for this. What is your deal here? The prosecutor won't tell me. Then emails back and says, I think it's more like 6.5 hours or a little more than that. Literally my client did, and it was more than 8 hours. And then literally the prosecutor has the audacity to say that I never even once brought up the fact that this defendant had the credit for 1 day. I don't want to hear the, you can't do the time, don't do the crime, because that's not the point here. The point is we came to a deal, and this prosecutor now at the very end, the moment before this deal gets finalized, is changing the terms of the deal. We as lawyers have a duty to be ethical and engage in fair negotiations. And this is completely unfair. So guess what I get to do today? I get to go and complain to the judge and say, hey, judge, I need you now to give us the credit for the 1 day of jail, which ultimately the judge has to sign off anyways, but it's 10 times easier if the prosecutor agrees, right? And to put this into context, this would be like if your case made it to, the final 2 minutes of the football game in the 4th, quarter, and then the umpire was like, oh, hey, by the way, that touchdown you scored in the 1st quarter, that didn't count. We're going to take that off the board real quick. It's just like, what? Like this whole time we would have renegotiated something else is just insane. It's literally mind-blowing because we are in a professional setting with lawyers and judges, and these prosecutors just don't care. They got no shame. This is a game to them, and they will win or try and win at any cost, no matter what it is.